here to share my testimony on my journey with Jesus Christ. I got baptized on December 3rd. I've been looking for a truth over 15 years. I went through my own journey. I was raised in a Catholic environment. I didn't know much about it because my parents weren't consistent. And I can tell you that because in Mexico we took some classes to so we can do our first communion, I think it's called, and our confirmation or something. And then we moved to United States in 1994. Then we tried again to take some classes, and we did 2 years, but then we moved to Texas. We tried there, but that's when it got real because my dad, he really got into his addiction with alcohol. And then my mom, she was just working, hardly ever home. And it was just, it was really hard. It was hard because when my dad was home, he was not in a good mood. I just learned how to take care of my brother and sister, cleaning, cooking, make sure not making too much noise because he was with his hangover. And so then I started acting out on my own traumas, which when I was younger, before we came to the United States, a family member, he asked me to do oral sex on him. I was, I think, maybe between 5 and 7. I don't remember. I just know I was wearing a beautiful white dress with, white shoes and those beautiful socks with the ruffles around. And when that happened, my grandma, she was cleaning, I think it was tripa. She was cleaning it out, and well, my uncle just happened to pull me away, and well, unfortunately that happened. But then after that, I also had something happen with me when I would go to the store. There was this old man who just touched me and hugged me and kissed me, and honestly I didn't know what was going on. And so I thought, I guess that was a normal thing, I don't know. I would go back home, and after a few times happened, this time I think his wife, what I assume it is his wife, because he was knocking and asking why he locked the store shouldn't be closed. And he asked me, hey, can you run to the back door? Correle, correle. I got scared, so I did what he asked. I ran and ran. And that's when I realized something was going on, something not right. But I never told my parents. I was scared. I didn't know better. I was actually afraid I was going to get in trouble. So I advise you not to let any of your young children go to the store by themselves, because you don't know the person, they don't know you, they don't care for you because they don't know you. So just keep in mind to always send someone, or just go with your children, or go yourself. because then things can happen. And well, it happened to me. My parents never knew about it. I never told them. And well, I was just acting out my trauma. That actually, well, they did harm, because after I wanted to do what I was taught, but then I just didn't know it was wrong. Okay, I didn't. So growing up, it was frustrating and irritating, and it was just this urge. I didn't know how to take care of it. So when I finally turned 15, I I found this guy. He became my boyfriend, and I wanted to actually build a life with him. So one day I moved in, but my parents went after me. They didn't want me to move in. My mom was like, "You're too young. You don't know what you're doing." But the only thing I did know is that I didn't want to be part of their family anymore. I wanted to create my own. It didn't work, so I ended up going back. Then after that, I just kept trying and trying until finally I moved out. I started building my own little family, but I failed because I didn't have the right information. I was not trying to be in an abusive relationship, so I left. And then I got into another abusive relationship. Then after I met the Jehovah's Witnesses, because they came and knocked on my door. They started studying with me. I was open to it because I've been looking for the truth. And at 15, like 16, I attended to a Lutheran church. I didn't know a lot about it. I just knew that my partner at the time, that's the church he would go to. So I went there, and then I tried to make things right. But it didn't happen. So when I was in my next relationship, Jehovah's Witnesses, they invited me to church. I went. They called it the Kingdom Hall congregation. So I was like, okay, I like the environment. It was peaceful. I didn't see no idols. So they're the ones who actually got me to marry the man that I was with at the time. So I got married in 2010. 2010. My son was already a year old, I think it was. And unfortunately things didn't work out because not the right information. Again, abusive relationship. I myself became abusive. I was just returning the same actions that were given to me. I didn't want to be taken advantage, which that happened a lot. Then after, it just got really ugly. And so one day he just finally left, and that's when everything got real. I just, depression, anxiety really started kicking in. And so then I needed help because I was alone in the apartment. So I rented out a room. And that person that I rented it ended up being my boyfriend. We built a relationship. And it was really, really toxic, very abusive in every way. Um, then after I lost my apartment, we started living in a motel for a few months, and then I noticed that he didn't want to do anything to, because we were living in his van for like maybe 2 weeks, and I just realized he didn't want to do anything, so I just went right ahead and just rented out a room, especially because I had children at the time that, you know, I needed to take care of. And so yeah, then I got pregnant on a December. Got pregnant, and the first time in my life I started working. I had 2 jobs, pregnant. Then my child was born. Hi, this is Natalia. She was born in August 9 of 2019, and she was born positive with drugs. So I was given a choice to go to rehab. Sweetheart, can you go over there, honey? To rehab at Parisi House on the Hill. So I was there for a few months, and I was actually very happy because finally I was gonna be with my daughter. I was gonna have some time with myself. I was gonna be away from the dad, the toxic relationship. So I learned a lot of coping skills. I learned how to self-care. But it was a struggle, but I made it through. I finished the program. I accomplished the things that I had to do. Natalia, can you please stop me? Thank you, sweetheart. Sorry about that. So I accomplished my program. After that program, I went to a shelter, and I was happy there too. I had my room. I didn't have to deal with no one. But then I was in this situation where I had to move out and move in with my parents because they were having a very difficult time with rent, financial problems. And well, there I go, try to help them. And then I went back to a toxic relationship. After that, I moved out from my parents because I wanted to have my own place, and be with my daughter's dad. So I tried to build a good environment, but then I fell back into addiction, which was really hard. But at the time, I had Mormons come in my life, and they were helping me through it. They actually gave me value as a woman. They showed me how God viewed me, and then I decided to join their community. I got baptized in November with them, but then something didn't seem right because I went back to smoking marijuana. I didn't really make changes until one day my sister Karen, she shared this video from a pastor named Felipe Canepa in Honor of the Truth. I started listening to those videos, and I was, in contact with my sister. I was wondering, like, why would she share this with me? Why would she want to save me? Why, I did a lot of harm to her. I betrayed her the worst way possible. I was heartless. I I didn't touch my heart. Like, I really hurt her. So I was wondering, why. And she was making changes. I was really shocked because she was talking about God. She was all about God. And in my journey, I once went to her house with the Bible and an extra Bible so I can give her. But she didn't want it. She didn't want nothing to do with God. She was just like, yeah, I don't want to hear it. Fine, it's okay. So when she just transformed her life, she was all about God. So I was like, I want what she wants. And one day we were having a conversation. She was saying, you can change, you can leave all those bad habits, all those addictions, you can heal. Which I was like, no way. I've been trying for 15 years. I was taking classes, therapy. I was trying to change. I was looking for something, and it helped temporarily, but it was just like, nah. It helped at the moment, and I'm grateful for it. But I didn't feel that peace in my heart, because I felt like there was something else out there. And my sister's like, yes, you can change. You can, you're not an addict forever. So I was like, wow, I thought once an addict, you're always an addict. And she said, no, that is a lie. I was like, what? I had a rude awakening. I was like, how could how could people lie to me? Like, I just feel betrayed. I had a rude awakening. Like, I had to wake up. And God accepted me. He cleaned me up. He healed me. I have no addictions. I have no urges. I don't have an urge to be with a man. I'm not looking for attention. I don't dress inappropriately anymore. I stopped listening to music that disrespects me as a woman, disrespects people. And I started just using that time that I used to use to listen to music, like, that made me depressed and feel worthless and sad, and just like I wanted to do drugs kind of thing, drink alcohol, be with people who were doing the same thing. And I stopped that. I did. Instead, I used that time to listen to all the videos from my pastor. From my pastor. Now he's my pastor. Thank God. Thank God for that. I listened to, like he said, listen from Genesis 1 and just keep it going. And that's exactly what I did. He confirmed some information that I already knew, and I was like, okay, so I was like, all right, so I'm not really lost. I just need to read the Bible, start from Genesis and keep it going. And just for the music, I listen to this channel. It's called Salmos and Canticos, and they have some good music, some music that worships God, and it's for your spirit. It lifts your spirit. It actually motivates you, and it's just it's a life changer. I'm just blessed to have this. I'm just very grateful God had mercy on me. He offered His grace to me. He accepted me, and He's been changing my life. He actually moved me from a toxic environment to a very calming environment. I currently live in in the house, in a room with my daughter, and sometimes I have my kids visit, um, or we do hang out. We also added the gym, so I'm back um, doing my workouts. I'm on my weight loss journey too. I I weigh like 230 now. I'm down to 210. Thank God for that. Um, so God has made a lot of changes around me. My environment, my health, my mental health, my emotional health. Um, he is showing me how to live. I no longer live in survival mode. I no longer live in fear. I am living a peaceful life, something that I have always wanted. I wanted a peaceful life. I wanted to, I wanted somebody to tell me what to do. Yeah, it's hard to believe because, I was in a relationship and he would tell me what to do, but it's like, no, you can't just tell me what to do, but like, it was not the same. Like here, God, in the scriptures, he tells you what to do, but he keeps you safe. He offers you peace. He offers you a way out of situations that are very complicated. And if you can't handle the situation, you just go in your room, in the bathroom, make a prayer, connect with God, and just give it to him. Give it to him, because let me tell you, some people, they just don't want to hear you. They just want to take advantage of you. They put you through hell, literally, and they still make you look like a bad person. But thankfully, God showed me the way, and he showed me how to forgive. So he said, forgive and you be forgiven. So all those people in my past that caused me harm, that made me feel like I was not worthy, I forgive you. I do. From the bottom of my heart, I forgive you. And I forgive myself. I do. I was the worst person. I hurt a lot of people. I hurt my family members, my cousins. I hurt them. But I'm very sorry for that. I was not my intention. I'm not very close with my family members. I'm not close to anyone. The closest person that I was to was one of my cousins that I hurt. And it was just resentment, anger, all that. It was real. I was really angry. I was blinded. And I wanted to get back to that person. But when I did, I felt worse, because then I found out that that person was hurting my cousin. And it's like, that wasn't fair. And I think that was just, it's just not, it was not okay. But that's not my part. I'm learning that I just have to let it go, put it on God's hands, and he'll take care of it. He'll handle the situation. He'll make justice. And I just learned how to forgive, and I forgive that person. I forgive the person who harmed me and talked against me, saying, "Oh, you won't make it out there. You're gonna be just like your dad. You're not gonna do anything good." But you know what? I forgive you, because one, you can't give what you don't have. So I forgive you. And also, I want to say it's not true. I became a good mother. I am in God's hands. And I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. I am here to become a better person than I was yesterday. That's it. I am not here to compete with anyone. I am just here to share my testimony. I'm here to show you that God is real. God will help you to change. God will heal you from the inside to the outside. He loves you very much, and He gave His life for you to be saved, for you to not step into hell, for you to make peace with your family, for you to save your family, for you to take care of your children. The reason I did this was, at first it was for my family, but then after I learned that salvation is individual. So I learned, okay, I save myself, but when I save myself, I'm saving the people around me. And for that, I am grateful. I am on this journey with God, and I learned that He is a very simple God. Our Heavenly Father, He is simple. You obey, there's blessings. You disobey, there's curses. Plain and simple. So you have two choices. Either you're with Him or you're against Him. You can't be in between. So there's my testimony. Thank you for listening. You guys have a beautiful day, and God bless.